Morning, guys. If I said it rained out last night, I'd be lying. It was a torrential downpour. Pretty wet out this morning. It's calmed down a little bit, not all the way. Let me show you what I want to work on a little bit this morning. Got this monitor from my dad. I want to test it out, make sure it works and everything, and then I want to try to mount it as a rear view mirror. So let me find the correct cables and adapters and whatnot to get this thing set up and running, and we'll go in the shelter where it's nice and dry and test it out. Alright, now we got a power cable made. Let's go in the shelter and test the monitor out. Okay, so do you guys remember this from a previous episode that I did? This is a secondary RCA plug for the camera system on the truck. So, I got power ran to the monitor, and I'm going to go in the truck, turn on the camera system, and there's two ports on the side here. Now, I'm hoping one of these is video in. One of them is most likely like headphones, but I'm thinking the other one might be a video in. I'm hoping. If not, I have a converter, but let's start with this. Okay, I got the camera system turned on. I got this cable plugged in. Let's plug it into one of these ports here and see what we can come up with. It says no signal on that one. Let's see what we can do on the other one here. No signal on that one. Okay, I have a converter I need to run in the house and grab. Alright, I got this little Doohickey on Amazon for about 15 bucks. Not sure if it works. Never tried one before. Made in China, cheap. You know the deal. So, we're going to give it a shot, see what happens here. I have no clue. So it's got like RCA ports for your video and your audio, and then it outputs an HDMI, and there's a little switch on the side. Probably can't see it because it's so freaking dark out this morning. 720p to 1080p. I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's give it a shot. So plug that in here, plug that in here. Plug the HDMI cable. Wow, this is a lot of cables just for one little monitor. Not a fan of cables everywhere. It's probably the worst part of working with stuff like this. And obviously wireless isn't as great as everybody thinks it is. Let's give this some power here. Ho, 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 look what we got here. Works. That's not too bad. Let's see if I can get this closer without ripping everything out of the socket here. That's not a bad image. It is dark outside and the cameras are wet, so that's expected, but I bet anything I can clean that image up a bit here by messing around with, oh yeah, it's got color settings and whatnot. It's at 1080p. That's cool. So it up-converted the signal from composite to 1080. That's pretty awesome. I guess I got to figure out a way to mount it and get it set up in the cab without all this nonsense cables everywhere. I'm thinking that this would be a good spot. Then I could hide all the cables behind it at least. It's got a computer monitor mount setup thingy. Let me go in the house and see if I can find something to deal with this and make this mounting easier. I've also got riv nuts in the dash, so that's kind of a good combo. Let me see if I can piece something together here and come up with a solution. I found this bracket in one of my parts bins. I think it's going to work out perfect because it's going to push the monitor past the dash a little bit, and then I can rotate it. It'll work out pretty good. We'll figure out a way to get this thing mounted. Yeah, that's gonna work out pretty awesome. It's rotatable, but you can't change the angle. It already kind of sits at a little bit of an angle. And then there's room back here to hide the wiring. Now I gotta take the frickin' dash apart. Oh, I hate taking the dash apart. It's like the worst. Get the wires ran into there, and I'm going to tie them into the camera power switch so everything turns on at once. Okay, so I found this little power box thing that was in my junk bin. But basically what it does is it takes 12 volts and then it converts it into a signal for USB power, basically. So I'm going to tie that into the power that I need to get that little monitor running with its little converter. Got to take the dash apart now. So I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone, and since I have the dash apart, replace the turn signal thing that's broken. It's proven very challenging to get them out of that little hole right there, the connectors. Gonna keep trying though. Square peg round hole theory, ridiculous. Anyhow, you see how I put the Loctite on there, but it just ripped off more metal. The Loctite Instabond stuff that I was showing you. So it's stronger than hell. It's actually stronger than metal, so it just tore it apart. Oh, let's see if I could get these two stubborn plugs back through that same hole. Success! Probably have carpal tunnel tomorrow and I'll have to go in for some surgery, but I got them in there. I was just thinking the other thing I could do while I have the dash open here is, you guys remember my favorite wire, the thermostat wire that I run for signals and whatnot? Well, I've got quite a few of those left, and right here, if you look at the Avatal remote start, the white blue wire on the 9-pin connector is an activation input. What that means is that if you ground that wire out, the remote start will activate. And since that cable is sitting in my little electrical box in the shelter, why not connect the white and blue wire to one of the spare wires that's left over on the thermostat wire that I ran back there, So I'm gonna take apart the harness, find that wire and connect it to something. That way at some point I can put a push button back there to start the truck instead of using the remote. Alright, got the dash still apart, and before you put everything back together, it's a really good idea to check and make sure all your wiring is good. So everything should turn on with one push of the switch. Let's see what happens. I know it takes the DVR box a little bit of time to start up, so we'll wait. And there she is. Excellent. Okay, I can put the dash back together now. Right on. We got our new turn signal arm in and all cleaned up. Got a little monitor mounted. This will look nice with the Garmin navigation running. Got our cameras up and running. This is a pretty awesome setup. Alright guys, I think I'm going to cut this episode off. I'm going to do either another episode later today or maybe tomorrow. So I want to thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will catch you guys next time. See you later. Bye bye.